Okay, so good morning, stay home wives, married mothers, and married entrepreneurs. This morning we are going to talk about fitness and exercise. On top of every other duty that we do, we still have to try to include making sure that we feel good, look good, and remain healthy. And so, my son is sleeping. It's actually a little later. It's like 8:40 in the morning, and he's sleeping. And so, usually what happens is I start my workout earlier. But no matter when, even if it's earlier, I'll sometimes start my workout, and in the middle of my workout, he wakes up. So I mean, for me, I'm a pretty small person usually, but after I had my son, I was bigger than I thought I could get, and it was very uncomfortable. And so I had to literally hold him as I exercised on my elliptical machine. I had to put the baby carrier on my back as I exercised on my elliptical machine. I mean, I had to squat holding him as he grew. And my son is like 20 pounds now. He's 9 pounds. He's 9 months and 3 weeks. Um, and he's pretty stocky. Like he's a long, tall little guy. And so I look back, it was hard, but it gave me such strength, because if I would have just sat there and just said, I cannot do it, I have a baby, what do I do with this baby? I used him as a tool to say, wait a minute, it's no different than lifting a weight. Let me get on this machine and let me exercise. Now, I made sure he was secure. I went at a pace that I can handle. It's an elliptical machine, so it's more like walking with your baby. I just want to show you my problem area that I'm having trouble with. Now, it's worse than this, believe it or not, but it's the belly. It's always the belly. It's just like, it's such a blobbery mass, and I know some women are probably like, that's nothing compared to what I have. Well, everybody have own expectations for their bodies, and for my body, my gut that I have now is not acceptable. But this is what I have that I'm trying to continue to work on. And I know it always look a little better on the camera than it really look in reality. But do you see that protruding belly, how it just purges out? I mean, that's totally not something I'm comfortable with. It probably don't look as bad, but believe it or not, it actually was worse. It just sticks out as if, I'm expecting. I mean, it don't look as bad on the camera. The camera kind of give me a little, a little help. And so, it really looks horrible when you bend like this. Like, let me show you. If I'm on my fours, you could see all of that. I mean, it's very loose and jiggly. And it's a big mass of fat. Now, I'm not saying I'm fat, but I'm just saying it could be toned up. But I just want to encourage you that don't look at your baby as a obstacle. Look at your baby as a tool. And let me take you to the machine I'm going to work out on, so you can kind of see what I do. I use this machine. This is my elliptical. And it's very, very, very good with not having you pound down. Like on the treadmill, I don't like that weight pounding down. I actually like to be able to just like I'm walking, It has like a walking effect. And so basically when I was bigger than this. I was up to 143. I was worse than that, of course. But I'm just saying, once all the baby weight came off, that was going to come off after I had him, because some of the weight comes off. After all that came off, I was 143. Now for me, that weight is different depending on your frame. For me, I look like, whoa, 143. Right now, I'm down to 132. And so my goal is 115, 120 because I'm used to carrying really just 105, 110. I'm a small person and it looked better on me. Now, my routine to get to this point was my goal was doing 6 exercises per day, which was 4 hours, 4.5 hours per day. I never did that. I never did 6 exercises. But that's the goal that I set because 35,000 calories, 3,500 calories is 1 pound. So my goal was to burn 1 pound per day. I didn't reach it, but since I set such a high goal to 6, I end up doing like 4 or 5, sometimes 3, and sometimes even 2. And I always felt like it wasn't enough because I didn't reach my goal, but that was good because that kept me going. And so I took a break for a while, but now I'm going to kind of get myself up and going again because, you know, sometimes you do have to sit on a bench just to balance things out. Sometimes you have other things going on where you can't dedicate that type of time. And clearly, you know, I'm definitely having a more active son. He's 9 months. At first, he was more of a shoulder baby, and I can pull it off, you know. But he's more active, and he's crawling. And so I can't really pull it off. That's my little puppies. But either way, I just want to encourage you to exercise. You'll feel good and you'll look good. And then you won't have to look at somebody else and be like, did that just magically come off? Like, why are they so thin? Trust me, they didn't just blink. They didn't just wish themselves thin. They did something, and they don't feel bad for looking good. You know why? Because it takes a lot of hard work. It's not just something you talk about. It's something you get up and do. You don't just think thin. You don't, for me, dieting and all of that stuff is just, you know, at the end of the day, by the time I get my tummy tucked and get all this extra stuff, for me, is more rewarding to me when I know that I got on that machine and I worked out and I included healthy foods in my diet because that's more natural to me. And so I'm not saying that other ways is like not rewarding, but for me, my preference is doing it this way. Have I ever thought about doing it the quick way? Plenty of times, but I'm happy that I'm sticking to the natural road. So okay, my stay home wives and married mothers and momtrepreneurs, just want to leave you with that. So until next time.